Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. This has been a very difficult set of hearings and a difficult markup, and I think you've handled it very well. And I compliment all of our people on both sides of the aisle for approaching this very seriously. And it should be approached seriously. It's been 81 days since President Trump nominated Judge Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court. Since then, we've reviewed more records of this nominee than for any Supreme Court nominee in history, ever. Judge Kavanaugh has testified for well over 30 hours, including in a closed session. He has answered nearly 1,300 written questions, more than all other past Supreme Court nominees combined. In the more than 12 years that Judge Kavanaugh has been a judge on the D.C. Circuit, he has built a reputation for honesty, courtesy, and integrity. His clerks and colleagues, they sing his praises. He volunteers in the community. He's been an advocate for and mentor to his students. After Democrats unleashed the recent allegations against Judge Kavanaugh, Chairman Grassley set out a deliberative process to investigate. He has not been, as some claim, a bully. Far from it. But rather than working with us, my Democratic colleagues chose not to participate in this process. Indeed, before yesterday, they had never even asked Judge Kavanaugh a single question about these allegations. And yet again and again, their refrain has been the same: delay, delay, delay. I can't blame them for that, because they are partisan people, and yeah, and they, I guess they figured that would be to their advantage. Well, it's not. When we heard the serious allegations made by Dr. Ford, we recognized that we needed to hear her testimony. Chairman Grassley was committed to making sure that she had a safe forum in which to tell her story. He tried to make it a forum of her choosing, either public or private. Although it appears the lawyers my Democratic colleagues suggested to her had other plans. Yesterday, we finally were able to hear from Dr. Ford and Judge Kavanaugh. I want to personally thank them. I want to thank them both for attending the hearing and speaking to the committee and to all of us and to the American public as well. After the hearing, I saw that Mr. Avenatti had decided that the best place for his client to give her first interview was on a show called The Circus. The title is fitting, because that is what this process has become. All of my Democratic colleagues have said for weeks that they will vote against Judge Kavanaugh. Here's where I stand. We can't allow more time for new smears to, we can't allow more time for new smears to damage Judge Kavanaugh, his family, his reputation, the reputation of the court, and of course the reputation of the country. We cannot allow more time for partisans on the left to try to beat Judge Kavanaugh into submission. We can prolong this process, knowing that in the meantime, and we shouldn't prolong it, is what I'm saying, without knowing that in the meantime, Judge Kavanaugh's family and our country will be dragged through the mud. Or we can end this circus, and frankly, we've reached a point where it's time to end the circus.